Hello everyone, welcome back to the Farm Bureau Live with Your Lobbyist update. I think it's week 14, although we seem to kind of be losing track of time and days. I see that I've got weird lighting again this time, so I'm going to move because that's distracting. But I just want to thank you for joining us for the update. Rachel and I are in separate locations, so she is broadcasting live on the Instagram channel, and I'm on here on Facebook, but we'll both give you a quick update, so you can feel free to tune into that one later. She's live right now too. So it's been an exciting week in Helena because we're getting really close to wrapping things up. And what I mean by that is we're getting through the budget bill process. House Bill 2, which is of course the bill that is the state's budget, passed the Senate on second and third reading yesterday. So that's a really big deal. That means that, you know, the one thing that they're constitutionally required to do is pass a budget, and they have that done. So that's great news. Feel free to ask questions here. I'll be able to see the comments, I believe. But I'm going to quickly go through this update, and I'm going to be happy to answer any other questions that you have. So we already talked about House Bill 2. That was probably the most exciting part of the week. It's super good news to have that moving through the process, because when that gets done fully, it's kind of a race to the finish. And we're noticing that and seeing that now. Another big piece of money legislation that's moving is House Bill 632, which is the bill that implements the ARPA money. So that's the American Rescue Plan Act funds. That's the $1.9 trillion bill that was passed by Congress. Of that, approximately $2.7 billion came back to Montana. And so they've had a huge task of implementing a bill that can spend that money in ways that will provide really meaningful, long-lasting impacts to our state that, not only deal with immediate needs from the coronavirus pandemic, but also will give us some long-term, long-term impacts that will be really important as well. So I have to commend the legislators who have been involved in that process, because it is quite daunting. Can you imagine being handed that much money in the middle to end of the session and having to work through it? It's a monumental task, so good on them. We were able to support that bill in Senate Finance and Claims this week. We talked about the importance of implementing, the bill itself, but specifically talked about a program that the Department of Ag wants to do. And they have a proposal to take $50 million and put it out in grants to farmers and ranchers, small business people, entrepreneurs of all sorts to do value-added agriculture. And they have three different tiers. So they seek to address things like on-farm storage, expanding the ability to keep and store commodities here, maybe to be able to expand existing facilities, to be able to raise more livestock here, finish it out. And then also the funds can also be used for small businesses that want to do more processing of food here in the state and marketing it in the state as well as out of state. And then also they're going to reserve some money for big projects that will be, large scale value added projects. So really exciting. The bill hasn't passed yet and the rules aren't final, but I will be happy to share more details with you as soon as they are available. So be expecting to see that soon. So those were the two big money bills of the week, and they're moving quickly. So that's very good news. The other thing, I just wanted to update you on a few of the bills that we've talked about in the past and kind of give you a status update, because we are getting so close to the end. many of the bills that we have supported are either all the way through the process or they are many of them have had a hearing in their second house but haven't passed the floor yet. So we've been kind of anxiously watching for those to get scheduled, and they are getting scheduled now and moving. So ones I'll tell you about are, just a second, honey, after I'm done. Sorry about that. Senate Bill 306 is Senator Lang's bill that updates the Fish and Game Committee. And right now the Fish and Game Committee has Fish and Game Commission, has 5 people on it. His bill expands it to 7. And you probably remember me talking about this before. He also, in his original bill, required that 4 of those commissioners be livestock producers, well, not necessarily livestock, but ag producers, landowners who are active farmers and ranchers. So we were really excited to support that bill. It went down in the House Fish and Game Committee, but they took it off the table and amended it. They actually amended it so that now just 2 of those seats on that 7-person commission are going to be required to be filled by landowners who are active ag producers. So we are still, able to support that bill. I'm very excited that it came off the table. It actually came out with strength and passed second reading in the House today, 98-2. So that's great news. You hear us talking a lot about the bison bills. Senate Bill 302 is Representative Kastmeyer's bill that provides local input, local control by giving county commissioners a say on whether or not wild bison can be established in their county. That one passed second reading today in the Senate, so that's good news. It's moving quickly. Well, it's moving quickly now. It wasn't moving for a while. It had been in committee. They passed it out, and it got scheduled today, so that's good news. And then House Bill 318 is Representative Holmland's bill that clarifies the definition of what a wild bison is. So those 2 are still moving through the process. Senate Bill 338 is one we've shared with you about. It's a bill that puts into law that landowners or property owners are not liable they're not liable in the case of a trespasser illegally entering their property, and in the case that they get hurt, this makes sure that the landowner will not be held liable, except for, of course, in cases of gross negligence, which or if there's willful or wanton misconduct, and that's just not something that farmers and ranchers intentionally do to hurt people, obviously. So it's a really good bill to protect property owners, business owners from liability when someone is trespassing on them. It passed out of House Judiciary. The House Judiciary Committee heard it a couple of weeks ago now, but it did pass. It's been taking a while to get scheduled on the floor, but we've heard that it will likely be on Monday of next week. Similarly, the ditch liability bill, which is Senate Bill 307, both of these are sponsored by Senator Lang. It passed second reading today, 88-12, so that's good news, getting some strong votes there. And one more I thought you'd want an update on is House Bill 554, which is the bill that requires legislative approval prior to congressional action on national heritage areas and trails. That is scheduled for second reading in the Senate on Monday. So lots of good bills getting through the process. I haven't seen any questions come up, so I'm going to probably sign off here soon, but just wanted to give you an update. Like I said, we're getting close to the end. The 90th day is technically May 11th, but I do believe we will be wrapped up before then. So if you've been thinking about reaching out to a legislator and talking to them about a bill that's important to you, do that as soon as possible, because it's probably moving through the process already and will be done shortly. Actually, yesterday was the last day for revenue bills, the deadline for them to be transmitted. So there's, we're really getting through the process now, and any revenue bill that was not passed out of its originating house by yesterday is now dead. So we kind of know the lay of the land now, and we'll have more updates for you next week. So not seeing any questions, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for tuning in, and we're very pleased to be representing you in Helena, and thanks for your support. Thanks for the great policy that you passed that gives us our positions on all the bills that we work. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and I hope you get some rain wherever you are, and that everything goes well. Have a good one. Thanks.